What is up, guys? We have quite the unique review here because obviously you don't really see a lot of documentaries being published in theaters all too much. Not only that, but it's also a musical, which, um, considering that I did watch this opening day in exactly 1 week after watching another musical that I had made a video about earlier, obviously with Joker. Um, I enjoy this a lot more than I did Joker. And I think there's a multitude of reasons why, which I'll go into obviously later on into the review. And I will say that I did also watch this with my dad and my uncle again, and I think that was also helped played into like the experience a little bit because um, I did get to see two different aspects of this film as like obviously me being a younger person and then also having older people who knew a lot more of the niche subjects within the documentary. But let's head right on into Rotten Tomatoes here, and obviously we'll go into IMDb just a second. But taking a look at the tomato meter, 84% for all critics, verified audience, 90%. So very well received. People are absolutely loving this. I've seen nothing but good things in terms of reviews online about it, which makes sense. And even if you go to top critics and all audience, it just barely goes down by an extremely minuscule amount. So by every stretch of the imagination, everyone is absolutely loving this movie, and I don't blame them. It is an amazing 133 minutes. Yeah, not what? Not 130. Wait a minute, no, that's wrong. Not 133 minutes. An hour and 33 minutes, because that's 93 minutes. I don't know why I said 133. My brain is just kind of fried right now, since Halloween and shit like that. Which, if you saw my posts on my social medias, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, links are down below, so check those out. But over here to IMDb, 1.8K reviews with an average rating of 7.1. I think that's about fairish for the rating. And for, wait a minute, am I dumb? Oh, there we go. Okay. I haven't used IMDb in a minute. Forgot it was just up here, not down like with the TV shows and stuff. But I I personally really did enjoy this a lot. I do like Pharrell Williams, and kind of learning more about the process of him becoming an artist and a lot of the things in his life and the inspiration, along with um, a lot of like seeing a lot of the other artists he's worked with was absolutely fantastic. Plus, I am a huge fan of Lego animations, the Lego like humor, because if you ever grew up playing any of the Lego video games or seeing those like those Lego short films that they would put on like DVD and shit, you would know kind of like the like Lego niche in terms of like the cliches and kind of like the more like kind of similar to like slapstick type of humor that they put into like a lot of like these Lego movies that I just absolutely love. And I thought it was completely fantastic the way they utilized the animation, the visuals, and everything. But this isn't something that I'm like rushing to go back and watch, obviously, because it is a documentary. It is obviously very like informational and stuff, but it was a very good time. So, um, if I made this post originally when I saw it, I probably would be more positively leaning towards an 8. But I think since the time, I think probably a 7 is about an accurate rating. It's really good for what it is. It's an absolute blast to watch, but it's by no means something that like I'm rushing to get back to watch. So I think a 7 is a really good rating for this, since obviously I think it did everything great, knocks a lot of the things you would want in like a musical and a good documentary out of the park. And but obviously with it being a documentary, there isn't like a whole lot of rewatchable value out of it, which, so I think 7 is about a proper rating. And yeah, so that is my view of it. Now, obviously, with this being a documentary, we're not going to be going into like spoilers or anything like that, since obviously it's a fucking documentary, right? So you can't really spoil history. I guess you kind of can, but either way, I would still recommend that even if you don't know too much about Pharrell, or even if you're just a little bit interested, giving it a watch. Like I said, the way they utilize the like legal cliches and animation style to create this super fun, upbeat, and like really great musical numbers. Because that's one thing, the musical numbers are so great, which is kind of obvious, given that you have Pharrell Williams, you have Snoop Dogg, you have Gwen Stefani, you have all these major artists that are doing like the songs. And obviously, when like you pair it up with like the Lego version of like the set pieces, it's just all comes together and it's completely amazing. Absolute blast to watch. The only real thing, the only real like negative thing I would have to say is that near the end, there's a very clear tone shift where it slows down a lot. But obviously, that tone shift is kind of necessary because it gets to the part where Pharrell talks about producing, or I think he produced, or at least he worked on Kendrick Lamar's All Right, which, in case you either never heard that or you just don't know the context behind All Right, it's obviously, well, I mean, it's obvious, but it is about racism and police brutality that was happening um, within the time that that song came out, which I think was like 2017. Or shit, I might be dumb as fuck. When did hold on, let me check this out. Let's see, when did it come out? 2015. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I knew it was somewhere around like 16, 17. So it was 2015 when that came out. Um, Obviously, so that was the context behind the song, and because of that, right? And they do have Kendrick Lamar show up a little bit, and Pharrell talks about producing that and some of the things he had experienced. The tone is, there's an obvious tone shift where it gets very serious because obviously when you're talking about racism, police brutality, you do have to take that very seriously, which that section is like you're towards the very end, and um it isn't like a complete whiplash in terms of a tone change, but it is clearly that like they did want to like make that kind of section of it very like serious and heartfelt and make it feel important, which obviously when you're dealing with tough subject matter like that, you need to. But everything else is just like this super upbeat, happy, hopeful kind of thing. And I think it makes the film really enjoyable. Because, like I said, up until that part where it kind of really slows down because they need to talk about something super important, everything else kind of just is like super fast paced. It's fun, explosion of color, right? All these nice creative things. And the film kind of just flies by. So, besides for like that tone shift, which is 100% necessary for the subject matter, that was like the only real thing that was like kind of bad. Was that it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but there was that bit of a tone change. But again, when you're talking about things like racism and police brutality, you need to do that. So I don't hold it against it. Like I said, this is easily a solid 7, and for a documentary and a musical, which are things that I'm usually not super huge on, absolutely loved it. Would recommend to you guys to see it, and let me know if you guys have seen it. Do you like it? And if you guys are going to see it, if not, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, do whatever you'd like, and peace out.